Hello friends, today we will discuss the new topic, another topic of the Newton-Raphson method only. What is that? That's solution of nonlinear equations by Newton-Raphson method. Here we will have the solution for finding the roots of multivariable equations. Okay, so let's have a look. This is actually, here we can see that this gives the solution for nonlinear equations with multivariables. Okay, till now in Newton-Raphson method we have seen that we can use the equation for a single variable like f of x, where function is f and the variable term is x. Okay, but now we can have multivariable function. Just for the first understanding, we are considering a system with two nonlinear equations in two unknowns. Okay, so what is that equations? Suppose this is that equation, that is f of xy and g of xy. F and g are the functions and xy are the variables. Okay, now suppose this xn and yn is the approximate root of this given function. Okay, x and yn is the approximation root of this given function, and del x and del y is the increment to be added to get the exact solution. Okay, what is del x and del y? Increment to be added to get the exact solution means what? This del term representing the error. Okay, error in this approximation root. So finally what we can write, that if xn plus 1 is my exact root, so the exact root can be written like this in the form of approximation root including the error. Okay, so this is my exact root for x and exact root for y. So what will be my function with exact root? That will be equals to 0. It should be like this, right? So then next in the here we can represent it like this. Okay, so in next term what we are going to have, that whenever we are going a function like this, we use to expand it, and that too like in the previous lecture we have seen the expansion of this type of function. So that we did with the help of the Taylor series. So right now also we are doing the same thing. I am using Taylor series here, but now for two variables. Okay, what are my two variables? Suppose that is x1 and x2. So the expansion will be like this. First term with the original function with x1 and x2, second term with the error including with the function and first derivative of that original function. Then the next term will be again error and derivative, but now this time there is a square term of that function. Okay, and the so on, that will be goes on with cube and power 4 term, right? So we are using this Taylor series and having this equation for our derivation. So what is this? We are getting the similar expression, just we have replaced x1 with xn and yx2 with yn, right? So we got this expression. You can see here we are having the same term, the original function, then the first derivative function with the error, then second derivative function with the error and a square term, like that, right? Now in every Newton-Raphson derivation we have considered the same thing. What is that? That error is very low. Okay, if error is very low, that means the error square term or error cube term will be almost equals to 0, right? This will be always equal to 0. So that assumption we are going to take here also. So with that what will happen, here you can see this del x and del y representing the error, and we are having the square term of that, and if you will see in the next term we will have cube term of this error. Okay, so we are going to neglect this term because error is very small, so we are going to neglect the higher order term, right? So with that this term will become 0. So now we are having only this term. Okay, in the expansion we are going to have only this term. You can see we have got this term, right? Now I am just opening this bracket for my next calculation, and the equation will seem like this. By opening the bracket we got this equation. Now this equation was with for the f equation. Now similar thing we can do with the g equation, that is the second equation. So when we will do with the g equation the similar process with the use of Taylor series, we got this as my equation, right? So here you can see, you can take it as equation 1 and this as equation 2. So we got this two equation for function 1 and function 2, right? Now in next thing we will do what? Just rearranging this equation into this form. Okay, what we have done, you can see here this equation, first equation and second equation, I have just transferred this first term to the right side. Okay, just this much of rearrangement we have done, and we got this two equation. Now we are again rearranging the equation in matrix format. This equation we are rearranging in matrix format with del x and del y variable. Okay, why? Because in each iteration the del x and del y value is going to change. So we are taking it as variable, and this we are getting as a matrix form. with the help of this equation only, right? Now what equation I am getting here, this is of my use, and just for simplicity what we are going to take this matrix, this square matrix 2 by 2 matrix, we can replace it with a term j so that it will be easy at the writing term. Okay, also it has a special significance which gives special properties that we will see in that you can all see in Jacobian topic. Right now going to have the use of this matrix. Okay, so this j term is representing this complete matrix, and this complete matrix is also named as what? Jacobian matrix, right? So now what can I do? I can replace this whole matrix with the j matrix. So what will be the next equation? That will be j into the column matrix of del x and del y equals to the column matrix of function f and g, right? So we can see in the next term I am having the same equation. Okay, now I want in the term of del x and del y, so just transferred this j term into the right side, we got this equation. And in next, because ultimately I want the final equation in terms of x of n plus 1 and xn, so just replace this del x term into this, and finally we are getting this equation. Okay, this equation is going to be used as Newton-Raphson formula for multivariable function. Okay, this is specifically for two variable function. Now here we can solve the matrix term and get the value for separate values for xn plus 1 and yn plus 1, and when you will solve you will get this equation. Okay, in one of the book the expression is given in this term, so you should not get confused. It is the simply solution of this matrix. Okay, just try it, you will get this function, right? Now this is my function. The similar thing we can do with the multivariable function. This we have done for the two variable function. Now we can have for multivariable function. Multivariable function means suppose there is a n number of function with n number of variables. Okay, we know that if there is n number of variables, then function should be n. If the function is n minus 1, then we cannot solve it. Okay, so that's why if variable is n, I am going to take the n number of function, right? So what we are going, we are not going for the complete derivation because derivation is similar what we have done for the two variable. Now just having the representation of this. So Jacobian matrix, J matrix will be what? Here we will have this J matrix like this. Okay, and the final term, final equation will be like this. You can see the Jacobian matrix for the previous term. This here you can see the first row is representing the first function. What is my first function? That is f. Okay, and the second row represents what? Second row represents the second function, that is my g function. Okay, so here also you can see for multivariable function, the first row representing the first function, that is f1, f1, f1. Okay, second row representing the second function f2, and last row representing the last function, that is fn. Similarly, if you will compare that, here in Jacobian matrix the first column representing that this is the derivative with respect to x, that is the first variable, and second row representing derivative with respect to y, that is second variable. Okay, so similarly you can compare that here also we have taken that here the derivative is with respect to first variable, that is xa1, with respect to second variable, that is xa2, with respect to last variable, that is xan. Okay, so the format is similar, right? So this is called what? Jacobian matrix for n number of multivariable function. Okay, and this is the final function. Here we again see that J is the similar matrix, Jacobian matrix, and here we have n number of function, the column matrix representing n number of function at each step. Okay, so this is the final expression for n number of multivariable function, right? Now have a look on this, on example based on this. So this is my example. What is this? The question says that perform 3 iteration of Newton-Raphson method to solve the system of this equation. Here we have this equation. Okay, so just to this, that simple Newton-Raphson method is only given in the question. Nothing has been asked that it is a multivariable equation or anything else. You have to see that this is a multivariable function because x and y both are here. Okay, so normal Newton-Raphson formula will not work here. We have to use the non-linear system solution for Newton-Raphson method. Okay, it's what we have done just now, right? And also in question it is given that take the initial approximation as x naught, y naught like this, with the exact solution as x equals to 2 and y equals to 1. This is also given in question. If it is not given, then also it is okay because we are going to get an answer approximate to this. Okay, but now we can have a check that whether we are getting to closer to this question answer or right. So let's have a look on solution. What we have to do in solution, you can see what is my equation. My equation is like this. If I'll write the equation for first iteration, this will be what? For x1 y1, for x1 y1 the equation will be in terms of x naught and y naught. You can see here. Okay, so what we have to calculate here first we should have the value of x naught and y naught that is given in question for us. That is what is given as 1.5 and y naught is given as how much? That is 0.5, right? Then we have to calculate the value of f of x naught y naught, g of x naught y naught, just simply putting the value of x and y into the function f and g. And after that we have to calculate the inverse of this Jacobian matrix. Okay, so this much of calculation we have to do in each and every iteration, right? So let's have a look at how to do. First approximation value is this according to the question. So what is my f of x naught y naught? Just putting this value, I got this much. What is g of x naught y naught? Just putting the value, we have got this much. Okay, and now for Jacobian matrix, I have to get the values of all these derivative function. Okay, so this all differential function will be written like this. You can solve it. Is a simple differential equation, and by putting the value we got this much of answer. Check by your calculator. And because we want to get the value of J inverse, so what is this? That is the 1 by del J, that is what the determinant term, and then the actual matrix, which is actually we are getting after the inverse matrix, so we want to get the determinant of that del J also. So this is the value for determinant for particular x naught y naught, what we have taken like this, right? So after getting this all value, now we are going to put these values in the equation. What is this equation? This equation. So just keeping this value in replace of the similar value, so we got this as the first iteration value for x1 and y1. Okay, what was the exact root? That was 2 and 1. It was given in the question, right? So you can see we are getting near to that answer. Okay, now for next iteration, because in the question it has been given that we have to go for the 3 iteration. So we have to go up to the 3 iteration. So for what is second iteration? The second iteration term will be written in x1 and y1 term. We have the value of x1 and y1. Now again we have to do the similar process. What similar process? Again we have to check the value of f, again the value of g now, but now this time with f of x1 y1 and f of x1 y1 and with g of x1 y1, right? And another solution, we have to get these all values also to get the Jacobian matrix. Okay, so after getting that all value, we got x1 y1 as this value, that is 2.0373 and 0.9645. Again getting closer towards the actual root, right? By taking this value as for next iteration, this is my x3 y3. Okay, this is a printing mistake. It should be x2 and y2. Please replace it. Okay, so what is my x3 y3? By replacing the value of x2 y2, now we get by the similar process, this is the value of third iteration. You can see the value is coming as 2.0013 and actual root is how much? That is 2. Similarly, y3 is coming as 0.9987. Okay, and what is the root? That is 1. So we can see that how closer it is. The error is very less, and we are getting this closer result in just 3 iterations because this is a Newton-Raphson method. Okay, so this is the solution for this kind of problem with multivariable function. The complete explanation with one example of this program. Okay, thanks for watching.